if something's a good idea, it's a good idea. And if you use a good idea, that does not mean you're copying the person that you learned it from. I'm Bill Snodgrass, and in this video, I'm going to talk about using good techniques and not succumbing to the fear that you're going to be accused of copying someone. I shot a clip yesterday, and I want to kind of flesh this out a little bit more and make it more valuable to you. So welcome to the episode, and let's take a look at that thing I shot yesterday, and I'll jump in and maybe make some comments as we go along. If you're a YouTube creator, you've probably heard of, there's a very good chance you've heard of Peter McKinnon. And probably if you've heard of Peter McKinnon, you've heard of Matty Hopoya. Well, I've got some news. I got some news for you. Peter McKinnon did not invent B-roll. And Matty Hopoya did not invent the ND filter. So where am I going with this? All right. So there's a lot of criticism that flies around. You go around, somebody goes, "Oh, you're just copying Peter McKinnon." Peter made a video about this today. I was thinking about this like last night, and I was thinking about this like a couple days ago, and I was thinking about this before. But Peter actually made a video about this today, and I'm not just copying Peter. Now, this is not a video about Peter McKinnon, and it's not really a video about YouTube. It's a video about using good techniques that you've learned and teaching other people to use those same good techniques too, which is something that Peter McKinnon says gives him a lot of joy. I don't think joy is the word that he used, but that's the idea. Here's what I'm getting to. If there is a technique that will improve what you're doing, if you're a woodworker, if you're an auto mechanic, if you are planting flowers in the garden, and there is a technique that will improve your craft, if there is a technique that will improve what you do, and you use that technique, you're not copying the person who taught it to you. You're taking an idea that works and using it. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? I think it makes sense. I'm not sure, but I think that makes sense. That the idea of being good at what you do is very important to most people who are creating something. And the process of becoming good at what you do is that you find things that work and you use them. So people with experience tend to know how to do things well, and sometimes they share that experience. Now, I would speculate that there's a pretty good chance guys like Peter McKinnon and Matty Hopoya and other people who do a lot of video tutorial things would not say this is the only way to do something. I think they would say this is a good way to do something, and open themselves to the possibility that there are other good ways to do the same thing. Now, if your journey through life has brought you to the place where you're learning new things, then the natural thing to do is find people who are already good at it, figure out what they're doing, and learn from them. I would say that civilization is built on that principle. The principle that I don't have to learn how to make a light bulb. Guy's throwing his bed out in the yard. I hope someone told him to do that. What was I saying? Civilization. Yeah. The innovation in general is the process of taking something that works and making it better. So if every generation had to rediscover all that there is to know about chemistry and physics, where would we be? And the same thing goes for any craft, gardening, auto mechanics, videography, photography. ND filters are a good idea, not because Matty Hopoya uses ND filters, but they're a good idea. And Maddie uses them, and Maddie promotes their use because they're a good idea. Everybody who uses ND filters is not copying Maddie Hapoya. Everybody who rides a skateboard is not copying Casey Neistat, a boosted board. Everybody who has a one wheel. I made a video when I first started making YouTube. And according to that video, Peter McKinnon and I are exactly the same. And here's the logic I put into it. What I'm going to do today is there's a great YouTube channel, a guy named Peter McKinnon. And I'm going to explain why his channel and my channel are exactly the same. So to get started, Peter uses Canon equipment. I use Canon equipment. Peter has a $6,000 camera. I've got an $800 camera, 6 and 8. They're pretty similar. So on that front, and both his camera and my camera have lenses. So there's two ways that we're in common. We both use Adobe Premiere Pro. Peter vlogs. Sometimes he goes on trips, like to Amsterdam or New York City, or I go on trips when I'm vlogging. Like I go to Maryville and Cherryville. So those are like towns, and those are the same. I know he has a truck. I have a Tahoe. I know because he went and picked up a coffee machine one time in his truck. So he has a truck, I have a Tahoe, so they're both, truck kind of things with 4 wheels. Again, same.
Sure.
You agree? Kayla agrees. So same.
This is great logic here.
Perfect logic. So now he does tutorials. I do tutorials, and I have science videos.
So you're better.
Well, I don't know if I'm better. And we both vlog. So we both vlog, we both do tutorials, and I also have science videos. So as far as the content of our channels, it's exactly the same. Now, there's one difference. Peter McKinnon, on the day of this video, has 1.3 million subscribers. And I have 80. And so that's a little bit different. But otherwise, I pretty much think our channels are exactly the same. Now, I could go on to say, in fact, Peter McKinnon is a copy of me. You know why? Because I started using Canon equipment back before he was born. My dad, sometimes you'll see in my office at home, I have this little shelf with all my dad's camera equipment on it. My dad showed me how to use his equipment back in those days, long ago. And being how old I am, I started using Canon equipment before Peter did. Therefore, he's copying me. Now, automatically, you are just rolling your eyes and saying, Bill Snodgrass, you are an idiot. Peter McKinnon is not copying you. Peter McKinnon doesn't even know who you are, and that's true. And that's the point. Just because it's a good idea, just because you're doing something that is a good idea and someone else did it, does not mean you're a copy of that person. Just because you learn something from someone else doesn't mean you're stealing. It means you're just, being smart. Look, I didn't have a car wreck in 2017. I went all 2017 without having a car wreck. Now, I bet there's probably an IndyCar driver or a NASCAR driver who can say the same thing. Am I copying him because I went 2017 and didn't have a wreck? I don't think so. I think not having a wreck is just a good idea. And the fact that he did it and the fact that I used the same good idea doesn't make me copying. So accusing someone of stealing good ideas and that they're just a copy of the person that taught it to them, that really doesn't even make sense. Just because someone does something that's smart and then someone else does it, doesn't make them a copycat. All right, enough. Thank you for watching. Please click that like button, subscribe to the channel. Go find people who inspire you. Figure out what they're doing that inspires you, and then implement that in your own creative way. And don't have any wrecks in 2018, because that is a really good idea. If it's a good idea, do it. If it's a good idea and it helps you deliver the thing. If you know a gardening technique that you learned from a really good gardener and you use that gardening technique, you're not a copycat, you're just smart. That is all I have. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, comment, question, hit notifications, and I will see you in the next episode.
Peter McKinnon doesn't have.
What does he not
He
have?
doesn't have a photography.
Peter McKinnon.
Oh.
Peter, if you're watching this, which that would be really weird, but if you are watching this, you need to get a photography club because they're awesome folks. They're awesome and they're learning a lot. I show them your videos. All right, I'm out of here. Everybody have a great day.